That's our physical activity for most of us. We need to step out of that and use our body to take our business to the next level. What is the one skill that creates future millionaires and billionaires? If you know this information, then you have a high probability of succeeding in business and taking your business to the next level and possibly becoming a highly wealthy individual. But if you don't know this information, then your probability of succeeding in business goes down, because this is a number one skill to take your business to the next level. So what is it? The number one skill the businesses of tomorrow need is adaptability, the ability to adapt to new circumstances, the new things that are happening all around you, the economic crisis, the economic shift of power from one country to another country, the focus of economic engine from one country to another country, geopolitical changes. So many changes are going to happen in our lifetime, and it's going to continue happening as we move forward. So more and more uncertainty is going to be dropped into your bucket. And when that uncertainty happens, the number one skill that is needed is the ability to adapt. So what are the steps to adapt? It's not just a concept. There are step-by-step things that you could do to adapt and take your business to the next level. Let's get into the first packet of it, which is business. What do you do in business? From a strategic level, what do you do? So there are three levels of adaptation in business. The basic level of adaptation is reacting. Something happens, I'm like, oh, let's react to that. It's like firefighting. You have like, there is fire in the building, and let's spray it and take the fire extinguisher, push it out, and then all of a sudden there is fire somewhere else, and then you go there and then use this thing, and your full-time job is firefighting. That is not the right level of adaptability. Okay? Let me give you an example. When polar bear were moved to this icy Arctic location, what happened? Like, they were brown, and while they were brown, their probability of their children, bear cubs, being eaten by sharks, by walruses and other animals were so high. But it took them 100,000 years for them to adapt to a color that is closer to white. They're not quite white yet, but because of the snow it looks white. So it took them years and years for them to adapt to a color that is closer to that environment shift, to that change, to that uncertainty, a physical uncertainty. It's 100,000 years, which is 1,000 to 1,500, 1,000 to 1,250 lifetimes in terms of a human. So around 1,000 to 2,000 lifetimes of a bear, there were bear cubs eaten alive by this walruses and sharks, a very graphic picture. Why? Because they couldn't adapt. So that's what happens in business if you don't adapt, if you start reacting to it. The next step is actually adapt. Like something happens, you adapt to the environment. Something happens, you adapt to the environment. You need to have that adaptability thinking. Our education that we received over the last 15, 20 years, how many years you went for education is not designed to adapt. Education is designed for systematic progress, not to adapt. Because the education system itself is not adapting to what is needed. Right? The ideal education should be focused on resilience, which is adaptation, relationship, and reflection, according to the scientist, like according to Dr. Daniel Siegel, who's one of the pioneer in neuroscience, and according to him, the three important things are resilience, reflection, and relationship. We don't work on resilience. So whatever the reason behind it, we need to adapt. That's the second step. Don't stop there either. The third step is to pre-adapt. Something happens in your business, you react to that, versus something happens in your business, you adapt to that. Adaptation is an enlightened reaction. That's not enough. We need to move to the next level. What is the next level? The next level is pre-adaptation. Pre-adaptation is nothing but anticipation. Like what happened in the last 15 years? What happened in the last 5 years? What's happening right now? What's going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and pre-adapt to what is about to happen. You cannot predict it for sure, yeah, but you can have probabilities. It might go this way, it might go that way, it might go this way. See, mainframe computers adapted to desktops, desktop adapted to laptops, laptops adapted to tablets and phones, phones adapted to iPhones and Android phones. Do you see that? So there is an adaptation of technology that is happening. There is an adaptation that is happening in every industry. We need to see that in advance and pre-adapt to that. So that's the first level of adaptation. Second level of adaptation is emotional adaptation. The level of uncertainty is going to create an internal blueprint in us. What does that mean? What it means is, every time there is more and more uncertainty in the world, we are internalizing that. Imagine this uncertainty that is happening in the world like a lion. So this metaphorical lion is chasing us. Imagine we are an antelope trying to run away from a lion, and we are running away. This lion is chasing us, and as we are running away, what's happening? What is happening is we are releasing cortisol and adrenaline in our body, and it stays in our body. But antelopes, because they were physically running, they released that cortisol and adrenaline because there was a physical activity. But in our case, the physical activity, we take the remote and press the remote. Press the remote to do what? To watch Netflix. That's our physical activity. And we might go to the fridge and get some sodas. That's another physical activity. That's our physical activity for most of us. We need to step out of that and use our body. Use our body to take our business to the next level. Right? Use our body so that we release this cortisol and adrenaline. So you could actually physically be free from this stress and uncertainty. So you don't take decision from stress and uncertainty versus you take decisions from this pre-adaptation, from anticipation. Does that make sense? Now you're not reacting from your body, you are proactively anticipating what is about to happen and then responding to what is about to happen. Does that make sense? That's a different dynamics. The third level, the final level of adaptation is action adaptation. What does that even mean? It means that when you try to do something in business, you might fail. Like out of the 5 things that you might be doing, 1 thing might succeed. Other things, it's a probability that you might not succeed. The probability of you succeeding on the 5th thing or one of them is very large. So what you should do is when you fail at something, you could react and say, oh my gosh, I failed. I'm a failure. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do this anymore. Versus you could do it again because you are an adapter. You have an identity of an adapter. So you're adapting to that failure so that you could move to the next level. You do it again and again until when? Until you succeed. That's the hyper level action adaptability. When you are able to action adapt, and when you are able to business adapt and emotionally adapt, you have a solid base to move forward in your business. According to billionaires, who are some of my mentors too, innovation is going to take us to the next level. Human innovation is going to take us to the next level. Human creativity is going to take us to the next level. If we need human creativity, what do we need? Adapting to a new thinking, adapting to a new environment, adapting to a new emotion, adapting to a new action. Speaking of action, what do you need to do in the next 24 hours? Based on this understanding, which most people don't have, that adaptability in these 3 dimensions is the number 1 skill to take your business to the next level. That's the thing that creates millionaires and billionaires in the future. Once you know that, rather than just sitting around in front of YouTube and watching, maybe stand up and decide to open up your body, do some workout or do something to take your business to the next level. Start thinking about your business in the future, your industry, where is it going, and find out and start doing that. Right? So it's time to take action. It's time to anticipate and adapt and do things that takes the business to the next level. That's my invitation for you today. So if you want to subscribe to this channel, go ahead, or wherever you're watching this video, go ahead and like it so that you could take your business to the next level and share it with other people so that they also could take their business to the next level. But until I see you again, implement with intelligence, adapt and implement with intelligence, and create the power that you want to create in your body and create the impact and profit that you deserve and accelerate your business starting today. I'm Ruble Chandy signing off.